Hi guys, welcome back. So in my last video I talked about how I'm going to be designing 84 logos. And it's a brand identity challenge, so I'm going to be designing 84 logos over a span of time, and this is our first logo. I finally finished the first logo. That's the brand identity for Motley. I'm going to be showing you my process of how I designed the brand identity for Motley. So stay tuned. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notification for any other video in the future. Remember, my name is Chat and this is Design by Chat. Design brief is actually just a small body of text. So I just hopped on ChatGPT and I used ChatGPT to refine it. I used ChatGPT as the client. So I sent in the prompts. ChatGPT helped me to refine everything so that I can create a clear creative direction, which is what I'm going to use in designing the brand identity for Motley. Let's look at the creative direction for Motley's business. Motley is a dessert business. It's a small business that makes delicious, colorful desserts. Their products are vibrant and crafted with love, making them perfect for celebrations, gifts, and everyday indulgence. The brand should reflect joy, creativity, and sweetness, attracting a diverse audience, including families, dessert lovers, and social media enthusiasts. That's the about us for like Motley's brand. They want to be delicious, colorful, they want to be that one brand where people can come together and enjoy desserts. So that's like just the about, that's like the brand overview. So now when I did my research on what Motley really was, we're just researching the logo to find out any hidden information that could be useful. So when I did my research, I picked a few meanings of what Motley could mean. Motley is made up of, like, the meaning is actually made up of many different people or things. That's like variety. I just like highlighted some of the keywords. So we're talking difference, a varied mixture, still hitting on the same point of difference and variation, a gathered group of people of various backgrounds and appearance. For Motley is giving me a vibe of diversity, vibrance, like differences, variation. So my own creative direction was like, okay, it could be a brand where different people of different walks of life, of different stages and ages or whatever, just like different people come together. These are like dessert lovers, just come, share, celebrate, enjoy themselves. So I'm feeling more like colorful, vibrant, bold. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting. For the brand tone of voice, so the tone of voice is friendly, obviously playful, because now we're trying to get like kids and adults at the same time. So the brand has to be friendly and playful for like kids and younger demographic. So it's meant to be presented in a delightful nature while maintaining a sense of quality and professionalism. So Motley's brand is all quirky and cute, but at the same time it's like high quality and trustworthy. Do you get? So the brand is meant to be friendly. So we're talking about, like, I'm feeling like vibes of I want it to be like different colors that can just like accommodate for so many people. So that's the vibe I'm getting. Then now the keywords that I actually researched on Pinterest to build my board was like I don't know, just keywords of friendly. Those are like still the brand personality. So the brand personality is friendly, playful, artisanal, and from that artisanal we could think of crafts, like artistic. So we want the brand to look very social media worthy. Then high quality and trust, just as I said before, the brand wants to be a high quality brand, but still playful, still has that playful edge, but then still sophisticated because we still have like an older demographic, so we don't need to start looking all too playful for just kids. Then bold, what's like bold? I want real bold typography because even the brand, for the brand I'm also meant to make packaging design. I've actually not done packaging design before, but for this brand I'm stepping out of my comfort zone anyways. So I want there to be like bold typography. I want the main logo to actually be bold. Then crafts, for the crafts and handmade, I was thinking of adding a bit of personality into the brand by doing like illustration. I've also not done illustration before, just so you know. I don't draw. I'm trying to learn how to draw because of graphic design, but I can't draw to save my life. So I think I'll really push it with this brand. So now we want a vibrant and diversity. So I'm thinking I'm thinking like, okay, for diversity we could use like a colorful palette, meaning like something more than just the usual 3 colors of. So I'm thinking maybe like 5 to 8 colors. That's what I'm feeling. So I want the brand to be very colorful and very cute. So that's my plan. That's the plan. So now for the target audience are families, women, kids, which usually are the main demographic for like sweet lovers and dessert lovers. So primarily the target audience are dessert lovers who love aesthetic, Instagram worthy desserts. Exactly. We need Motley to be a brand that is like popping on social media everywhere, is modern, up to date, and then like very diverse. Instagram worthy design desserts and enjoy treating themselves and their loved ones to sweet indulgence. So that's our target audience. I actually do have a very solid creative direction. I know what I want this brand to look like, so stay tuned for how it's going to turn out because I'm so excited. For the mood boarding process, I just like went into Pinterest and then just started researching and pinning a lot of like bold typography, a lot of like bold packaging design because the brand also wants packaging design. I was vibing with a lot of big and bold text just like this one here because I like the contrast between the big bold text, that's the big bold main logo, and then a quirky kind of secondary font that will go for like maybe anytime I'm trying to name the flavor or just like a quirky secondary font. So I was feeling this kind of vibe, and then I'll still have the main body type fonts that I was still going to add. I also had an idea that for the brand's photography, it should basically be, so I wanted where there'll be a lot of hands interacting with the desserts for just the photography style. So it's just going to be like hands, maybe hands holding this, or like people interacting with the desserts and the dessert still being like the main focus. So that was my like idea for the photography style. So I had a lot of cute illustration that I could take like inspiration from, bold and beautiful colors, even for this particular picture. So I had an idea that okay, now we have chocolate, and chocolates can be very sophisticated and very like, I don't know, high quality. I don't know, I just felt the vibe that okay, chocolate can be like that. So I thought for an addition of color, we could have like the Motley's dark chocolate and the Motley's white chocolate. So I thought that there could be an like, I could also use it in the typographic style. I like the idea of the colors, like the brand having its own main colors, then still having like, okay, maybe on this packaging style we have a bold black or bold white logo. I have an idea, so I'm going to show you later in this video. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about, but I like the idea of having a dark Motley's chocolate color and then a bright Motley's chocolate color. So that's why I just like pinned this into the mood board, because I felt like, what's a dessert business without like chocolate? Do you get? So I just downloaded a few of the like images and then put them into Illustrator to build the actual brand mood board. I wanted it to be like a scrapbook like. So I kind of wanted to deviate from the usual mood boarding template. So I decided to make it into a scrapbook like mood board. Besides, it's a passion project, so it's not for anybody, it's just for me and my portfolio. So bite me, ain't nobody care. So since it's I made it into a scrapbook, so I just went into Illustrator, tried to merge each of the images together, overlapping some, just like making it into a cute scrapbook. So this is the scrapbook like mood board. It looks like a lot of information, by the way, so just stay tuned for how I'm going to explain this. So I have the first image, which was still the bold main logo with a contrast of a quirky text, which I felt like I could use for the brand's typography, and then images of hands interacting with the dessert, which I said since illustration styles that I felt like would fit well in the brand. Then we have more of the images, the packaging designs, the swirl at the back. This swirl, I felt like I could add a swirl or like a drip. You know, we're talking about like cupcakes, so there are a lot of drips and swirls. I could add this into the brand one way or another. But I didn't know how I would, but eventually you'll see where I added it. Very cute. So overall, this is just like the mood board, basically styles that I feel like I can add into the brand, the Motley brand. So this is just all of them. I know it's weird, but this is what my mood board looks like, and I honestly don't care. I like it regardless, and that's what matters to me. So that's my mood board. And then I was just like tweaking the colors. I kept tweaking the colors. A lot of them I thought would look cute until you bring them into real life, and it's not really looking cute. So I kept tweaking and tweaking and tweaking the colors till I landed on eight really cute colors. These two are the main brand colors, where there's going to be a yellow for joy and creativity, and then a pink for sweetness and like, you know, femininity, playfulness. So I felt like these two colors, because they are kind of very bold together. They are bold in contrast to each other. So like I said, I had the idea of having Motley's chocolate and Motley's white chocolate. So it looks like black and white. I know it does. I know to everybody it looks like black and white, but I know that it's not black and white. It's kind of a deeper, because I knew I could use it for the typography style, and I didn't want the brown to start looking too dirty. So I kind of still use brown, but a very, very, very deep shade of it. And then the white is also the same. It's actually the same color, but a very, very, very bright version of it. So that's why I have the Motley's black and the Motley's white I could also use for typography. So we have the main colors. We have 4 major colors. I felt like, since this is a packaging design, we can have extra colors for just the packaging, you know, just so that they can be variety. So I added extra 4 colors for just packaging purposes. For the typography, I already went online and downloaded a few fonts that I felt would really fit well into the brand. So I wanted really chunky, bold font for the main logo, and then a quirky, cute font, and then a very simple, sophisticated, clean font for the body copy. So for that, I chose this one. I really liked the first one because it's very chunky but still clean and then playful. And then the one thing that stuck out to me in the main logo was the lowercase o, because I felt it looked like a donut. Actually, to me it looked like a donut, and I felt I could use that in the logo mark. Then the cute one, that's the one below, is the very quirky, cute, playful font, that's brownish, that I felt I could use in the tagline, in headers, on billboards, and then for even packaging purposes. Then for normal simple body copy, I didn't want to go too crazy because I also want the brand to be very sophisticated and clean. So I chose this one that's very like clean. I think I'm actually addicted to this font because I keep using it on other projects. I hope nobody catches on. I really like it because it's very clean and soft, because I felt I could use it in normal body copy and it won't like overwhelm the brand, because the main typeface and the secondary typeface is really very bold and different. I don't want to add another font into it to make it look overwhelming, so I just chose something very simple, and that's Satoshi. So that's the typography for the brand, the full typography style for the brand. So for the brand mark, I'm using the lowercase o in the main logo font, and then I'm tweaking it because I like the idea that it looks like a donut, and I felt we'll need an M in there, so I added in a lowercase m. Then I kind of turned the text into an outline. Then I flipped the M to the other side. I just flipped the M, and I felt like flipping the N created a dynamic, playful vibe that I felt was also kind of needed in the brand. Something very subtle, you get. So I flipped the M, removed the O in the donut, and then slapped the M in there. So to be like the M is the O in the donut. Do you understand? So I wanted to take it a step further by adding in a swirl. So remember when I talked about the swirl in the mood board, I felt like I could add it there. That was the perfect place to add it, because when you think about donuts, you know, donuts have that glazing swirl on them, like just drips of glaze. So I felt like on the M I could add something like that, the brand mark that could make sense. So I did a little bit of that and I got like this. Yeah, I got something like this. But I felt like, okay, I could do more to it. I mean, I had so many variations before I landed on something like this. So it went underneath the M and then popped out, and I just created something that looks very dynamic. I felt like it looked so good from my point of view. So just as I've said, this is the main idea for the brand mark, which I know that I'm still going to tweak later in the future, but this is the main idea. Now for the illustration, disclaimer though, quick disclaimer. I don't know how to draw. I don't know how to draw to save my life. Like, I know I want to get into illustration, but like I haven't really tried. But this is the brand I said I was going to try illustration. And to be honest, I had like so many stages of grief. Yeah, the first stage I had an idea that okay, I could morph, like I'll use an image and then morph the desserts into the position of the image, and then to create like a family picture. I don't know, that didn't work. Then the second stage of grief was where I instead of using the image, I just started morphing them together because I was really tired. Like, okay, if the image is not working, I can just substitute it out and then just use the actual desserts ideas, like use the actual desserts and then morph them into that same family picture. Still didn't work. At that point I was starting to lose my mind, but then the last stage I said okay fine, I'll just use maybe the individual image and then make them into personalities, like into illustration. Just use them and then draw the personality on the image, and my drawing skills also suck, so I trashed that into the bin. But finally, out of frustration, I hopped on Illustrator and then just started like playing with ideas, using reference images and whatever. However I got this, honestly, however I got this as my final, I'm also shocked. I'm shocked as you are shocked. But this is my final illustration. So each dessert represents a personality. So we have the popsicle. I've even forgotten the personality I gave it, but it's in the brand guideline. So the popsicle, very chill, you know, popsicle very chill, very laid back, very like. So the chocolate, very sophisticated. We had the ice cream in there, ice cream personality. Donut is very like donutty. So we have the donut, we have the cookie, and then we have the cute girly cupcake, because what's the cupcake not being a girl? You know? How is the cupcake not a cute girly? So we have the cupcake there, and then I have them as, I can also use them as patterns, but I have them individually, use them as patterns, and then use them in the family picture. Where's the family picture? So this is the like family picture. So it's just all of them together on a line. I felt like it could be the Motley, so different, you know, Motley meaning variety and various people coming together. So it could mean like different personality of different desserts coming together. Do you understand? So that was the creative direction for the illustration. But I'm just very happy that I was able to come up with something like this, because a while back I would have been so disappointed in myself. But you know, you learn every day, and I learned and used this process to learn. So I'm just so happy that I came up with this, and it's just so cute. So now that we're done with the illustration, we have chosen the typography, we've chosen the colors, we have the clear creative direction. We're going to work on bringing the whole brand together. Now for the full brand identity, which I'm so excited about. So we have the main logo, that's the main fonts, and then the tagline below it, that is desserts for every flavor of you. They're very cute, it's very homey. So we have the main logo, we have the tagline, and then we have the I don't know, direction below, that's dessert shop. So this is what the main logo looks like, the full primary logo. For the secondary logo, I like the idea of the swirl, which I also added in. So this is the brand's like icon, I call it the brand's icon. So we have the swirl. I also used it all over the brand. So this is the swirl, the secondary logo. I wanted to add it in the primary logo, but it started to look a bit too much, so I just made the primary logo look very simple. The secondary logo, just the typeface, and then I played around with the typeface. So I took the idea from here where I said I wanted the typeface to be, the secondary logo to be a bit scattered and like playful in a way. So I took idea from here. So I moved the L in Motley and then made a stroke of the M longer. So I drew in a badge. What's a packaging design without a badge, you know? So I drew in a badge, added in like, I felt like the outline around it looked like a pastry cutout, like a tart, you know, a cute tart. So I made it look very playful and then like pastry-y. So this is the brand mark I ended up with. I really like the contrast at the back. So this is the brand mark, and then this is the inverted version of the brand mark. Isn't it just so cute? Isn't the swirl and the M just so cute? It's so cute. So this is the full brand identity for Motley. Look at it in contrast with the colors. So I said we have the contrast of a white, or Motley's white chocolate, Motley's yellow and pink. I like the idea of having the swirl and the pink, the swirl in yellow, and then I don't know, I just like the contrast. Whatever, I just like the contrast, and I'm adding in the contrast. It's also a contrast of Motley's background being yellow, pink swirl, and then black typography. I don't know, I just felt like I vibed a lot with the contrast of all the colors. It just looks so, I could eat it. I could legitimately eat this brand. I could eat the brand because it looks so good. So that's the full brand identity for Motley, and that's my full idea. Yeah, it looks so cute. I could definitely eat this brand. So now that we have the full brand identity for Motley, everything in place, we have the main logo, secondary logo, the brand mark, and then a cute badge in there. And obviously we also have the brand icon. Those are like the illustration for the brand, and then the swirl. I'm going to show you bits and pieces of the brand guideline and then mock-ups. Yeah, I'm going to show you what the brand looks like in action. So stay tuned for the mock-up. Cue the music. So that's it for the brand identity for Motley. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Share your thoughts. So if you really like the brand, you know, like, comment, share, do everything, and subscribe to stay tuned for more videos like this in the future. But also very soon I'll be working on the second logo in the 84 brand identity challenge. We'll be making 84 logos every month and then recording and showing you guys my process. So tell me what you think down in the comment section. Love you all. Stay tuned for more and see you in the next video. Bye. Cue the music.